Hey, Steve Gullett here. And in this video, I want to talk about the loaner backpack. This is the backpack I've got set up to loan out to people who want to go backpacking and try it out. People who don't have all the gear to go. So in this pack, what I'm going to supply to this person is the backpack. Well, basically I'm going to supply everything except for their food and their clothes. I think that's it. I'm going to supply everything else. So let's go through this and see what's in it and see if I've missed anything. So what we've based this loaner pack around is the REI Flash 45. It's a 45-liter backpack. Really nice pack. One that I carried for a few years and then moved on up to a different pack. So let's start out on the outside of the pack. Just got a piece of Thermarest pad. This is actually would be like a sleep pad, full length, but I've cut it off. Just make a sit pad. You know, I'm a big fan of having something to sit on when you're out in the woods. So there's a sit pad, or you can put it behind your neck if you get cold in your hammock. So this is set up as a hammock kit. I don't have this pack packed. I don't have everything put where it belongs. So I'm just going to pull everything out and we'll talk about it. This pack does have a brain. It's actually a removable brain, so if you didn't want to use it, you take it off and just use it as a rucksack. But this top piece has a storage zipper here and storage compartment here with a zipper, so it's pretty handy. We'll go inside the pack. I got another Polypro bag to keep everything waterproof, keep everything dry. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to supply a couple of stuff sacks for whoever uses this, that they can put their clothes in, put, you know, extra socks and shirt in, underwear, and a food bag. I'm sorry, this is not a food bag. I actually got a food bag in here. So they can pick whichever one of these they want and don't use the other one. Here's a couple of bandanas. I always like to have one in my cook kit and one to wipe my face with. Here's the hygiene kit, which is basically toilet paper and hand sanitizers. This is a ditty bag. In the ditty bag, got some tape for your feet for blister prevention, a headlamp, some spare batteries, a knife, just like the one I carry, a little small knife with a reflective cord on it, a little thing of DEET, bug dope, and a bug net put over your face. Sometimes the bugs can be kind of a pain. There's a small cook kit. This cook kit, I've chose to put the MSR Pocket Rocket stove, canister stove kit in here, because this is super simple to use for a beginner, for a newbie. All right, I'll put that back together later. Put it all in a stuff sack with a titanium MSR Kettle. I think this is the 650, and it's got the fuel canister stored inside with a little chamois and a lighter. So there's a complete cook kit, boiling water. Here's a tarp to put over the hammock, some Ziploc baggies, tarp stakes, tent stakes, tarp stakes, you know, to stake out the guy lines of the tarp. A piece of Tyvek that you can put down underneath the hammock so you can put your shoes on, step out. Here's actually the food bag, and inside the food bag there's actually about 45 feet of cord with a carabiner for throwing over a tree to hang the bag in the tree at night. And then there's a long handle spoon, because I figure that person will probably be using dehydrated meals, like the Mountain House meals, so you just dip out of them. There's a Sawyer water filter kit. Just stick it in this bag to keep up with it. 64-ounce bag. It's actually the Sawyer Mini. And then a short piece of water bottle in case there's not much flow and you need to dip the water you know, into the dirty bag. Kind of put everything in stuff sacks to help this person keep things organized, because you know, they're going to want to set this up the way they want, but they're not going to know how they want it to maybe a couple days into the trip. This is a rain jacket, under quilt and over quilt for the hammock. One is to go over you, one is to hang underneath the hammock to provide insulation, and then I got the hammock in here, and it's the Warebonnet Blackbird XLC in a snakeskin stuff sack. So that's the setup here. It's pretty simple. I did put a water bottle carry on the pocket, so they can carry a water bottle up front, carry one on each side. So that's the loaner pack, and that's what Rob's going to be carrying on the Appalachian Trail for our next hike. So he's going to get to try it out. Maybe we'll do a video during the hike, and he can show you how he's got everything organized in the pack. So when the next person wants to use it for their trip, they get an idea how to set it up, because setting up your backpack and putting your gear in there is very personal. Everybody gets used to how they want it. A new guy's not really going to know how he wants it, so I'll put it together the way I think it should be, and then as they take things out and put things back, they can put it where they can find it and convenient. So if you got any suggestions or comments for this video, just let me know. I think the loaner pack is a good idea. That way people who are not as deep into hammock camping or backpacking, or into buying the more exotic lightweight materials, this is a good starter kit. This is something to get them out in the woods, and they can experience nature, you know, from living out of your backpack for a week. Then when they go back home, they can look at what was supplied and decide, you know, I like this, I don't like that, you know, I want to buy a different this, or I want to borrow this. So that's kind of the idea here. Anyway, I rambled on for at least 3 minutes here and didn't intend to do that, so appreciate you guys watching, and thanks a lot.